The beat goes on with regard to coronavirus, COVID-19. The country is still largely shut down. There are massive protests in California and elsewhere around the country, including Michigan. The president says hands off, says he doesn't want to intervene. He's going to let the states and localities make the decision. Well, that's fine, but they're not making any decision on any great scale. And in fact, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, just last Friday declared that beaches were off limits and so were parks. He's going to have a real revolt. Now, I filed a lawsuit on behalf of the actor, comedian, economic analyst, lawyer Ben Stein weeks ago. It's sitting in the court in Sacramento, California. It hasn't even processed. So big question, are the courts in cahoots with the governor? Obviously, the court in Sacramento, the Superior Court, is right down the street from the state capitol. Well, the president's playing a political game here. Basically, he's throwing it over to the states and localities because he doesn't want to take the blame if people die. Obviously, they're going to die. They always die. They die from the regular virus. They die from the flu. Now we know there's a murder hornet on the way that's in Washington State that also came from Asia. So did it come from the Chinese, the communist Chinese as well? Are they making murder hornets in addition to bioweapons? Well, the president has the power. He declared his emergency powers. And under the Interstate Commerce Clause of the U.S. Constitution, since commerce is affected among the 50 states, he can open up the country right now. Now, the president needs to exercise his usual courage. He's been showing a lack of it lately, particularly with regard to communist China. He continues to say, well, we think it's from the Wuhan lab, but it's accidental. And then you hear these clowns on Fox News like Byron York, who writes for the Washington Examiner, a Republican establishment hack newspaper that I have sued for two of my clients, for Chief Justice Roy Moore and for Laura Loomer, because of their doing interference for the Republican establishment, people like Karl Rove, defaming people. Well, Byron York's not defaming anyone here, but he gratuitously just this morning said, oh, we know it's not a bioweapon. You know, Byron, how do you know that? You just want to be part of the crowd in Washington, the establishment crowd. Get yourself a new haircut and wake up. Frankly, this does a disservice to the American people. But I'm getting back to the president now because he's not strong enough with China. Okay, it's not enough to say it's a Chinese virus. It's not enough to say, well, maybe it's accidental, particularly since people are now skeptical because a lot of the loans of the Trump organization are coming due to communist China. They want to know whether you're laying off and going light because of that or because of other factors. You should be instructing your worthless Attorney General, Bill Barr, to intervene in our class action lawsuit in Dallas, Texas, in our criminal case at The Hague in Holland against the Chinese communist leadership, to have them thrown in prison where they belong. Not the Chinese people. Like I said, they're a good people. In fact, 30% or more have signed up for our class action. But the president, you need to snap out of it because you're hanging by a thread right now. Sure, there are allegations against Joe Biden for sexual abuse, but frankly, that's going nowhere. Many, many years ago, it's going to go nowhere, just like it went nowhere with Brett Kavanaugh. Now, we don't know whether Biden did it or not, but frankly, the leftist media is not going to entertain that, and we know that. And the feminists are not going to entertain that. We know that. And frankly, you know, I got to tell you something. The guy is mentally gone. He may not even make it to the general election, but I personally doubt that he actually sexually harassed a woman. He's a clown. He's somebody who goes over the line sometimes in touching people, but this is not likely to stick. So if you want to be reelected, because he's about ready to pick Michelle Obama, and God forbid even Hillary Clinton as vice presidential candidate, that could swing enough independent voters. You need only to lose Pennsylvania, Michigan, Florida, Ohio, just one of them, to not be reelected. You got to start taking the lead here. And you haven't been taking the lead. And I'm saying that lovingly as somebody who supports you personally. So that's my message for today. President, instruct your Attorney General to join our class action. Take action against China. The American people should not be paying for the bailout. And I might add, most people haven't even gotten their checks yet, which is another reason why Trump's in trouble for re-election. But take a strong stand here and do something affirmative. This isn't a political game that casts blames onto the governors. Open this country up, join our class actions, You have the power to open the country up. It needs to be done now. People can do social distancing. They can wear masks. This virus is going to be around for a very long time. And support our criminal case in The Hague, Holland. Go to freedomwatchusa.org. freedomwatchusa.org. Join our class action. We already have over 2,000 plaintiffs. Support us with tax-deductible contributions. We need more lawyers. We need to promote our case in Jerusalem, Israel, which is gathering a lot of information that we can use in our case in Dallas, as well as around the world. And share this podcast, which you can find at freedomwatchusa.org, Spotify, iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, Roku, Amazon Fire, Facebook, as I said, all over the place, because we, the American people, need to rise up. We can't leave it to our corrupted government to do the job that we, the people, must do, as we did it in 1776, and as we must now do yet again. So God bless you. God bless your family. Stay safe. Same to me and my family, and to all the American people and people throughout the world. We are under attack, and we have to fight back. That's not a rhyme. Yes, it is a rhyme, but it needs to be taken seriously. I'll be here tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, stay safe, and thank you for listening to me.
Happy here. Diversify your burger portfolio with Charbroil Double Deals at Carl's Jr. You can get a double cheeseburger, jalapeno double cheeseburger, or a California Classic double cheeseburger for only $2.99 each. Available for a limited time only. Participate in Carl's Jr. restaurants. Tax not included. Price participation may vary.